Greetings, fellow Demon Slayers. This is Taimanin Mari here today with another Action Taimanin video. So, it's our usual Monday reminder vid, so we're just going to get through it. The new supports were confirmed. I already told you guys they were coming last week, though, so that's not really any sort of news. I do have a translation for what they do. I'll give it to you guys before the end of the video, so that you guys know what they do, but since they'll be here tomorrow, that's not even really, super urgent either. But I will say this, the new event supporter that we are getting is really good. And Ark actually already theory crafted a blue Yuki build that we're all excited to try. Like I said, we've known she was coming since last week. So we're going to test that build, and if the build is as good as we're thinking it's going to be, I'll release it to you guys, and of course, credit Ark. If he doesn't want to come on and just tell you guys the build himself, we'll see. Outside of that, yes, so Felicia is leaving today, or tonight rather, during maintenance. So make sure that you hopped in here and got her done. I was actually lucky that box 9 didn't cuck me this time. As you can see, it has 99 pulls left instead of no pulls. So she actually came out pretty early in my case. So I hope you guys are having good luck here and that you're able to finish her before the event resolves tonight by maintenance time. Outside of that, what else is... Oh my god. I guess the daily reset just happened. Anyway, outside of Felicia, we go to the store. We do have one more week of the Spring Herald costumes. They will be leaving next Monday before or after maintenance, so make sure if there's anything here you wanted to grab that you buy it. They are expensive and cost 350 gems, so be sure that you really want it, because 350 gems is literally like a fourth of your monthly farm. It's actually almost a third of it, since a free-to-play would generate about 1,200 gems a month, and 350 is almost 400, so be sure you want what you're buying, because it does eat at your gems. Like, I spent 700 here to get Emily's and Yuki's, and yeah, I'm tapped out. I'm not going to buy anything else. I want to keep saving gems, but just to give you guys a friendly reminder, these will be here until next week. Next, looking at the gifts. So they've had like some new gifts popping up into the pool of things you can get. Why did that scroll down? 1 second. I don't know what that was about, but we'll reopen it. So yeah, they've had some new gifts popping up in here. Now they're giving us reset chips for special mode, which is basically the equivalent of 6 gems. Why not just give us gems? Why give us the reset chip at all? I don't know, I saw that and it kind of like bugged me. I was like, you could have just gave everyone 10 gems instead of giving them vouchers so that they can go play these mini games to get 6 gems. So that's basically what those are for. You just come here and you have the option to reset it if you want. I have 5 of them because I never really use them. I just wait for the timer. If it's ever urgent and I need 15 gems, I guess I'll burn these, but I just wish they would have given us the gems instead. It just seems more efficient, and it makes them look better. Like, even if they just handed everyone 6 gems, it would have looked better than just giving us reset chips. On top of that, like, special mode, man, they need to add a new mini game, because I'm getting tired of Yuki's gun game and Asagi's bike game. I do wish that they would add like something else, because it just seemed really cool at first, and because we only had 3 characters, like when the game launched we had Asagi, Sakura, and Yuki. So when it started out, we had a mini game for Asagi and Yuki, and what I thought was going to happen is we would get kind of like a mini game for Sakura at some point after, and then as the game progressed, we would get a mini game for each waifu, which would have made it way more fun and given it variety. But we've kind of just been stagnating with Yuki and Asagi's, and I think at this point the mode is just an afterthought to give us 3 gems every 6 hours, and it's not really going to ever be more than that. Which sucks, because the minigames were fun at first, but when you do them every day for 5 to 6 months, they kind of start to dry up and get a little bit, just meh. Outside of all that, people keep asking about the next character. I need you guys to understand that at this point, we are caught up. So, we got Asuka literally like a week or 2 after Japan got Asuka. And Japan releases a character every 2 months. The only reason we were getting a character every month is because we were getting a content rush to catch up. And now we are caught up. So Asuka in total has only been out about a month, maybe a month and a week in Japan, but I think it's only been a month. So the next character announcement at the earliest is probably about a month out, maybe 3 to 4 weeks from now. So don't expect any new characters for a little bit on global because there just simply isn't another character at this time. As far as who's next, I'm really thinking it's going to be Ingrid, and a lot of people are saying that they think Ingrid's going to be like meta, like she's going to be OP like Emily. But of course, this is just fan speculation. No one knows for sure if it's actually true. But yeah, Ingrid may be next, and Ingrid may be OP, but that'll all be confirmed when they actually announce a character. Because for all we know, it could be Noah, it could be Astaroth for all we know. Hell, they could put out Sora or Sakuya. We have no clue, but everyone thinks it's Ingrid, so I'm gonna go along with the herd here and say I think it's Ingrid too, because we've known we were getting Ingrid for months. But don't expect that announcement until what is it, like almost the end of March, sometime in April, because it's just we're just caught up now, so now we're kind of waiting. But it's a good thing because it gives us all more time to save gems for whoever the next character is. So I would look at it as a benefit as opposed to a detriment because we have a bunch of characters here. Like, what do we have? 11 characters in total. And a lot of people don't have them all, like myself included. So it's just more time to save gems to pick up people you may have missed, or if you have them all, you can just kind of safely save gems. Maybe look at gotchas you want to do, or, just basically like it gives you time. So that's one thing that I appreciate a lot more. Speaking of time, the gotchas here are leaving. So time's up for Sue. If you don't pull her and get her today, this limited gotcha will be gone until God knows when. Asuka's banner is leaving, so you'll still be able to get her weapons, of course, but they will no longer be at an up rate. So if you were interested in gearing your Asuka, maybe take the time to pull here today because it will be leaving once maintenance starts. And the same thing goes for King Koharu. I can never remember her name. She will be leaving once maintenance starts as well, but she will be thrown in the pool later since she is not a limited support. So if you miss her here, you can always get her later. God, she's so cute. I love her. And that's pretty much everything, like, as far as what's leaving, what's in store for the future. Um, just the usual Monday reminder. Make sure that you guys set up your dispatch to be running. Make sure that you set up your facilities to be running close to maintenance time so that they're being used. Come back here. Make sure you use your AP. Make sure you use your BP. And make sure that your special mode is reset close to maintenance time so that you're not just sitting around with full resources while you can't play the games for a few hours. The usual Monday reminder, just so you guys are on top of it. And before sending you guys off, I'll go ahead and get you the translated abilities for the supporters coming tomorrow. I actually have that open in a tab here. Okay. Let's just give you guys the display capture. There we go. Here they are. Okay, so I want to say thank you to Frankie for actually giving like a proper translation. I did tell you guys they were coming in last Tuesday's video, but the machine translator I used just butchered their abilities beyond belief, so Frankie was kind enough to send each ability and the name of the supporter. So the event supporter is Koromochi Megumi. She is a blue supporter. She's protection. And it says here, her ability, passive, increase long-range damage to restrain to enemies by 12%, 24% if S level 5, for 7 seconds when you trigger a critical hit. Increase critical hit rate to restrain enemies by 8%, 16% if S level 5. So again, like I said, she's a really good supporter for range types. Ark, as I said earlier in the video, has already theory crafted a blue build for Yuki, and I am so excited to try it because it'll be nice to play something besides green Yuki. As far as the active, it says always active. Every 4.5 seconds, there's a 50% chance to restrain up to 4 random enemies for 3 seconds, 6 seconds at max level. So this is pretty much going to be like the ultra rare version of Yuzuriha, which is a super rare that pretty much snares enemies every few seconds. This will be the ultra rare variant of that supporter. And she actually has an active on top of her passive active. It says here, continuous attack of 265%, 630% at max level, to all enemies within range, and the cooldown is 52 seconds. So overall, not a bad supporter, and she is 100% free to play, so make sure when the event starts, you guys get on it and grab her. Finally, the gacha supporter will be Masaki Akane. She is an assist type, which is green. And I think she's pretty decent for being green because green supporters have really like meh passives overall. So it's good to see one with a decent passive, which I'll read off now. Increase damage to all enemies by 10%, 20% at S level 5, which is really good. And then for 10 seconds when you trigger a critical hit. No, I'm sorry. Increases damage to all enemies for 10% for 10 seconds when you trigger a critical hit. Excuse me. The parenthesis threw me off. So yeah, when you crit with her, you get an additional up to 20% damage for 10 seconds when you crit. That's not bad at all. And then finally it says increases critical damage to boss monsters by 25%. And then another, it would be 50% at S level 5. So that's great. Whenever you crit, you get a DPS boost, and it's really easy to like fluff your crit rate, especially if she's paired with something like Yuno in an all green build. So her passive is actually really, really insane. On top of that, she gets a critical damage increase to boss monsters just simply for them being bosses. So her passive really has no negative. It's all good, and it gets even better at S level 5. Unfortunately, she is gacha, so S level 5 is unrealistic, but yeah, she's a good supporter. And man, critical hits are so common. Her initial passive is just pretty much always active. Like if I were to throw her on something like Emily or Asagi, she would always get that 10 to 20% damage for 10 seconds because crits just happen so often at endgame that, man, she's just such a good support. Okay. Anyway, looking at her active, it says deals 280% damage, 560 at max level, and knockback damage to all enemies within range, and immediately restores 15% of your lost HP. So on top of that, she gives you some sustain if you want to use her as the main supporter, which is not bad at all, and some knockback. The only thing I don't like here is that it does say within range, so I'm guessing her AoE isn't like a full screen AoE like say Spica or someone like Renka where they just basically hit everything. But if the range is good enough, I could see this active being pretty okay. But as far as what I would do with her, like if you have a Yuno, I would run her as like a sub with Yuno as a main. And then throw on Karuru as a sub and just pretty much have like a sweet high DPS critical build that would actually meet a full green requirement. It sucks, however, that, Karuru, Yuno, and what's her name, Akane are all basically gacha supporters, so like it's gonna be hard to make this build and it is expensive, but yeah, it's green has good supports now, they're just mostly locked behind gacha. So I wanted to give you guys a translation since, like I said, Frankie was nice enough to actually give a proper translation for each one, and thanks a lot, Frankie, I do appreciate it. Like, you've come in and actually like helped with the translations more times than not, so I figured I'd share this if people haven't read the comments. And these are what we're getting tomorrow. So with all that being said, that will be the video. If you guys found it helpful or informative, please like and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. And again, make sure you get everything you need to get done today as far as your gachas and your resources, because maintenance is tonight. You boys and gals have a good rest of your day. Good luck in your gachas and in the arena. And you guys go ahead and take care, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye.